Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have all the money in the world, while you're still struggling to make ends meet? Luck may play some part in it, but it's not just that. There are certain principles of money that the rich use to get wealthy, and then stay that way. Let's get into the top 5 money rules that the rich follow, so you too can start earning more and building your wealth. Rule number 1. You can't keep selling your time for money. The first money rule the rich don't want you to know is that you can't just exchange your time for cash. This may seem like a strange statement, so let's dive a little deeper. You see, time is our most precious asset, and one that is never replenished. And when you sell your time for money, your income must necessarily be limited to the number of hours you can spend each week working. Many people who earn a middle income put in somewhere between 40 and 50 hours per week on their jobs, which is a pretty decent number. Sure, you can put in extra hours and burn the midnight oil on a daily basis. But the fact remains that there is a fixed upper limit to the number of hours you can work in a day or in a week. And therefore, there is a limit to the amount you can earn. And let's not forget that every moment we spend working, either at home or at a job, is a moment we can't spend with loved ones, enjoying life, or doing whatever else we would like to be doing. The rich, on the other hand, know that their income needs to be unconstrained by how many hours they can sit at a desk each day. They know that they need a way to generate income that doesn't need their constant attention. And so they look for areas or opportunities that will allow them to earn cash, even when they are idle. You've probably heard the famous saying by Warren Buffett, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Passive or almost passive income is a great example of this. But apart from amassing enough wealth until you can live off interest alone, there are other ways to generate passive income. Many wealthy folks have invested time and money in creating a product or service that they can then keep selling on autopilot. This could be anything from a physical product, or even an electronic offering like a course or an ebook. This frees up their time to either enjoy their passions, or develop more products or services, which can then generate even more cash. It's a virtuous circle that is one of the keys to wealth. Rule number 2. Getting debt-free is the priority, not accumulating possessions. A lot of people out there probably have many things in life that they've worked hard for, like their car, house, or other possessions. Don't get me wrong, it can be satisfying to strive for something, and then achieve it. But the rich know that the key to wealth is not accumulating more possessions, but becoming financially independent by paying off loans and debts as quickly as possible. The power of being free from having to make rigid monthly repayments can be an incredible thing. Getting rid of debt can even be seen like getting a raise or a promotion. They now have more money left over at the end of each month, which they can use to build assets. So, instead of thinking of how they can get that new car or fancy watch, or renovate their house, they focus their efforts towards paying off their debts. Of course, sometimes wealth is created by taking on a smart level of debt to grow a business or investment asset. But the rich know that in general, paying off debt is a much higher priority than just slavishly acquiring possessions. There are no shortcuts, and some short-term sacrifices have to be made, which the rich are more than willing to do. They also know the power of compounding interest and how it can work for them, instead of against them, when they're free from debt. Rule number 3. Diversify, diversify, diversify. Remember the story of this gigantic ship getting stuck and causing such a big hoo-ha? Back in 2021, the MV Ever Given, a massive 200,000-ton container ship, got jammed across the banks of the Suez Canal, which is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. This completely blocked the narrow body of water, and by some estimates, resulted in a cost of $9.6 billion a day, in terms of the impact on global trade. So what does this have to do with diversification? You can think of the Suez Canal as a single point of failure, since any disruption to it had such a catastrophic ripple effect. Likewise, the rich know better than to rely on a single source of income. Diversifying their income streams is a rule that they live by religiously, to give them stability and security in their earnings. It also helps them to grow their wealth over time, by taking advantage of different kinds of investments and opportunities to increase their earning potential in future. For example, purchasing different types of real estate, investing money into stocks and bonds, and putting money into businesses, gives the rich a good balance of assets in their portfolios, and affords them a better chance of riding out any future economic storms. While you may not yet be in the ranks of the rich and have a lot of disposable income to afford many investment assets, starting a side hustle is a great way to add to your income and take that first step to diversification. Rule number 4. Don't try to be good at everything. When you were growing up, do you remember being told to work on your weaknesses? The common approach that is usually taken, not only with students but also with adults, is to spend more time improving what we're not good at. There's this tragic belief that it's better for everyone to be mediocre at everything, rather than shine at a few things and be below average in others. The wealthy flip this concept on its head. They know their strengths, and focus on those, while either outsourcing the tasks they aren't great at, or at least delegating them to their employees or business partners. They realize that trying to be good at everything means that they'll probably end up good at nothing. So they focus on what they excel at, and find ways to compensate for where they are lacking. Most people tend to get into the trap of thinking they need to be good at everything, but don't make that same mistake. As we've just seen, one of the keys to success is actually the opposite: being great at a few things, and outsourcing or offloading the rest. This not only frees up time, but allows you to build great relationships with people who do things better than you, and can inspire you through their great talents and abilities. We have to accept that it's just not possible to be good at everything, and it can be hugely frustrating. Not to mention being a massive waste of time trying to achieve this. Rule number 5. Money itself isn't the goal, it's just a tool. The rich know that money itself isn't the endgame. Money is an enabler or a tool, and like any tool, it has different uses depending on what you want to accomplish. In other words, earning and accumulating money should serve a purpose beyond just paying the bills and padding the bank account. Granted, having a good job and earning a lot of money is a great thing. But only if that helps you get to where you want to go, or teaches you something that will help you get there. The rich understand that money should be used to lead them towards the lifestyle that they want. They are acutely aware that if they want to enjoy more freedom and flexibility in their lives, then money is a way of gaining independence from being tied to a restrictive job, and having the flexibility to choose when and where they work. Of course, some really enjoy their work itself, which is well and good. But having money gives them the ability to choose, which is so powerful. The rich also know that money can be a lifesaver for rainy days and disaster protection, as well as getting children through school and giving back to the community. Money is used not only to give them freedom, but also to build safety and value for their families and the people around them. Check out these videos next on the strange psychology of money.